everybody, welcome back to MBE. Let's give you a rundown of everything we're making, machining, and creating. So right here, this is a set of 12-degree CID heads, so small block Fords. Right now it's running the Lightning package. You can see it, basically it looks like a billet head if you look up close, but no, it's a cast head. We just machine all of it. We take 7 pounds off each casting. 7 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but 7 pounds of aluminum is a lot of chips. So that's 14 pounds off the front of the car. So that certainly can help, especially in the drag race application. So here these are now. This was op 1. Seat bores, guide bores, spark plugs, rocker gear, bolt holes, and now it goes on. Oh, hat washers too. Machine for hat washers. And then that's the second up, which will do all the porting, the lightning, the chambers, push rod clearance. It's just quite a bit of things. That head right there will run for about 7 hours, 7 to 9 hours on that one. That's a good long run time there. So I'll put this one on before I leave tonight, and this way it'll run in the morning. And then when either me or Joey comes in, we'll put the other one on. We'll keep these rolling all weekend. We made a run of 18-degree conventionals here. So we ran them all in the CNC in the beginning of this week, end of the following week. Now they're all, Bob has valve jobbed all of these and made a whole big run of them. I think there's more too. So these are valve jobs. All we have to do now is blend the valve job, CC and deck, and assemble. Okay, we got a set of A460s right here. So these haven't been valve jobbed yet. They're in line to be valve jobbed, but all the guides are honed, things like that. All that's finished, and now these will get, like I said, we'll valve job these. So we do these for a lot of truck pull applications, drag race applications. It's actually a pretty popular head, and we do have 3 sets of these in inventory. We put some in inventory because castings were hard to get, so now we don't have to worry about that. So any of you big block Ford guys, if you have any interest, please call. I can go over all the details for you. And I'll slide by here, Mr. Biggs. Go back over here. Always good to walk by this. This is our billet manifold for a 13-degree wedge stuff with the Dominator, and then induction solution put all the nitrous on it. So it's a lot of eye candy here. So we'll be doing a video on this. This will be a complete 13-degree package that is ready to go. So you'll have cylinder heads, a complete set of cylinder heads with titanium valves, T&D rocker arms with the extra fasteners, the billet manifold. So basically the top end is ready to go, and the nitrous is already in it. So instead of having a build that's going to take you 6 months, you might have a build that's going to take you 3 months, maybe even 2 months, depending on how fast you can get pistons. And we can supply the piston information the day you make a deposit on the package. So we'll do something on that pretty soon. This is just stuff to be in line. You can see we're running CIDs right now, so some of these will go in line over there. And then we got a set right here. This is a set of profiler heads that, Big Chief style. So I'm gonna guess these are 12s. So these ports, we don't do these castings. Nothing wrong with casting. It's a quality casting. Customer sent these in because it's going on a power adder. So the chamber was way too tight. The benefit of doing the chamber is all the mid-lift numbers are going to improve too. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You can see that these have the brass seat material. This is seat material we don't use. This is brass. It's not copper beryllium. So in other words, you got an $18 seat compared to a $60 or $70 seat that we put in. The reason why we do that is the valves, the intake valves especially, will last about 4 to 6 times longer, and you won't have to grind them using the better seat material. So a little bit extra money, but that's okay. We're going to fix all this stuff up. We've already put soft chambers in it for them, laying back the chambers, and this guy will be ready to go. So Ian's been working on that. This is a truck pull application here with our 18-degree conventional. You can see it's got this manifold on it. It's got a Sniper Junior, which is an excellent manifold for the application. So we always build for the application. So this is a truck pull class that is only allowed 6,000 RPM. So we had to go to a smaller intake manifold, smaller plenum volume, longer runners, so it will run at 6,000 RPM. So instead of the other truck pull applications that run at 10,000 RPM, which the manifold gets something like this, which you can, if you just glance at it, these are unported, but if you just put them next to each other, you can kind of see the difference. Night and day. They got to get really big for 10,000 RPM. Or this can be used for large cubic inch. This isn't a huge one there, cubic inch wise. This is for a dirt late model right here. So we're just finishing this stuff up. Valley tray's finished, it's all mocked up. The next thing, we're doing the billet manifold, and we should have that done in the next 10 days. And this package will be finished. We already got all the parts for this, so this will be ready for assembly, like I said, in the next 10 days. I look forward to showing the billet manifold. Scott's machining on those now, running some tool path, but they're a beautiful piece. And then so let's go in the finished room. Oh, well, before we go in the finished room, we've got a set of LS heads here. These are for a young gentleman named Bobby Millard. I grew up with his dad. His dad's definitely a car guy. His dad is a little crazy when he was younger, for sure. But we'll get into that. That's a whole nother story. But so these are for his. His dad is an NA guy because of when he grew up. So his son's going to prove to him that a turbo is the way to go. So I'm curious to how this is going to go. He sent his heads in, so we updated the intake ports, put a whole new exhaust port in it. The exhaust port is up. The exhaust port's up 50 CFM. So this is going to be it's up 50 CFM at 400 lift. So this is going to make a huge difference for his turbo application, and he's going to have a very, very mean street car in the Detroit area. This thing's going to be really fast. I think it's going to hurt his dad's feelings because it's going to run a lot better than what his dad's got. Anyways, and we'll come in here. Ian just finished all that up. And we'll come in here. And we got some finished stuff going on here. Picked up 25 sets of valves from Victory, so the valve orders are coming in. They're doing a great job keeping up with everything, the quality, all the important things. So we thank everybody over at Victory for that. And then we can just go through each one. So this is a manifold and valley tray for our billet cylinder heads. You can see nothing's O-ringed on this side because we O-ringed the cylinder head for all of this. So this is ported, ready to go. Then we have the big 9 right here. So there's the valley tray for that with the fasteners. Everything is stainless. This way it won't rust. Can't have a piece like this and then have bolts rust. We got the intake manifold here. This is finished. Then we have billet cylinder heads here with our billet valve covers. This stuff is finished also. The billet valve covers. I love this, kind of looks like a 409. The reason why we did all this was just to get weight out of the cylinder head. Typically a billet small block Chevy from our competitors will weigh anywhere from 42 to 47 pounds. That weighs 35 pounds. So you can do the math. That's 30 pounds off the car. So it's a big deal. And the billet valve covers are gorgeous. And then they have the dovetail O-ring, meaning it won't come out. So you don't have to run a gasket with this. We were able to do this because we were able to design the cylinder head from scratch and the valve covers. We also have billet Fords, exact same valve cover. So we have all of that. Set that here. The billet heads, 32 fasteners holding the rocker bar on. This thing's on steroids. Flows 500 CFM. That's a real number. On a 600 bench, probably go 525. 320 valve. It's got a lot of valve area in it. You know, you want that stuff in larger bores. We also make a power adder version of that also. Larger exhaust valve, smaller intake valve. Here's another one of John at CID's intake manifold. Induction Solutions did the nitro system for this also. You can kind of see in there. It's all ported, ready to go. So all this is finished. This gentleman right here, we ported his intake manifold. We're valve jobbing his cylinder heads. So that is finished, ready to go. So we opened that up quite a bit. It looks a lot different than the way it showed up. So that will help him out a lot. Another drag race application. And let's see what Dave's got going on in here. All right, so we got some SB2s in here to be serviced. So they're in here just to be cleaned first, and then we'll go through all of these, see what he needs, find out what the application is. Typically when this stuff comes in, they buy used cup heads, and then we have to make them into drag race cylinder heads. So some of the things we have to do, we have to order longer valves for them, because a cup engine typically runs around, especially back in this day, they'd only run about 800 lift. So a drag race engine will run 950 at least. So the valves have to be longer to get the right installed height for the spring, because the camshafts are larger. Got a set of our Pro Mod BAE heads in here for service, and then this is just another set of heads here to be serviced. So updated the valve job, chamber update, and then these will be ready to go. So these look like they're pretty much finished. So, and that's it. That's this week at MBE, and thank you everybody. Have a great day.